Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a makeup review for you guys, which I haven't done in so long, so you'll have to forgive me, I'm probably a little out of practice. But I'm super excited. Today we're going to be talking about the Fantasy Cosmetica Rogue palette. Now, I'll kind of talk about this a little bit later, but Fantasy Cosmetica is a brand that I've had my eye on since they first came out with the Druid palette, I think back in 2023. And I finally decided to purchase a palette, and oh my gosh. Spoiler alert, fantastic. I would probably rate this palette probably an 8.5 out of 10. The formula is just insane. Like, let me go ahead and swatch the shades for you. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. 9 gorgeous shades. We have like a pinky row down here with the shade Trickster, Deception, and Subtle. And then we have a little bit more of like a bluish row with the shades Sleight of Hand, Stealth, and Cunning. And then we have this green row over here with the shades Sneak Attack, Shadows, and Assassin down here. And I love the way that this palette is laid out. And these shimmer formulas are no joke. They are crazy. Specifically the color Deception, which I'm about to swatch in a second. When I swatched that for the first time, I kind of lost my mind. Same with the shade Trickster. The most buttery thing I've ever felt in my entire life. Sorry, I know I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm swatching. But I've never felt any formula like that. This is my first like real experience with indie brands. I follow, you've seen on my channel before, I use Nomad Cosmetics, but a lot of times I do end up buying my makeup at Ulta just because it's convenient. But I think I've really been sleeping on the indie brands with their formulas, because these formulas are incredible. So these are the swatches right here. They are so stunning. We have the metallics up here, and then I put all the mattes down here in the second row, and they're so beautiful. Absolutely insane. So we're gonna jump in to 2 looks right now. I filmed this look for you so you can see how I did that. I have another look that if you follow my TikTok or my Instagram or anything like that, you've seen before, but I did film a look when I first got this palette, so I'm going to go ahead and insert that video as well, and then we'll jump back and talk about my final thoughts of the palette. But I really also just kind of talked about it right now because I think the palette is fabulous. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So today we're going to be playing with the Fantasy Cosmetica Rogue palette. I did buy this one for my birthday, and I'm so excited about it. You open it up. This is what the palette looks like. She is stunning. She's beautiful, and I'm so excited. I've never tried Fantasy Cosmetica before, and I have played with this palette a couple times. I'm going to go ahead and start priming my eyes so we can do an eye look. This is, I mean, you'll see my full review, but this palette, the formulas are like nothing I've ever tried before. It's insane. I'm priming with my NARS eyeshadow primer, but I'm also going to go in with my Urban Decay Primer Potion because I'm running out of the NARS, and so I never feel like I have enough on my eyelid to be able to do what I need to do. So I'm using a little bit of both, and I'm just blending that in with my finger. But yeah, the metallics / the shimmers in this palette especially are just insane. I've never used anything like them. They are so buttery and so pigmented, shiny. Oh, they're stunning. And the mattes are super blendable and buildable, and I love them. I love them so much. So my hand went right into the black, but I'm thinking I kind of want to play around with this row, actually, the greenish row. And I'm thinking we're gonna go like kind of dark on the outer corner, start with like a black, and then almost kind of blend that out with the green, and then put the shimmer on the inner half of the lid. I don't know, let's just try it. I will say this particular color story is not one that I feel like I would use on a daily basis. I'm gonna go in first with this little like shader brush to really pack the black onto the outer corner. Yeah, I don't feel like it's one that I would particularly use on a daily basis, but I do think that it is really, really cool. I'm going to kind of build the shape of a wing. Just like that. Kind of bring that black across, and then I'm going to go on. Hi, honey.
Hi, you're great.
Yeah. Okay, so I have the shape pretty laid out here. One, as per usual, always came out cleaner than the other. It is what it is. I'm just going to take this fluffy kind of shader shaped brush like this. This is from Lavish. This is the eye shading brush, and I'm going to take that with no product on it whatsoever. And I'm just going to kind of start to blend that out and just make this a little bit messier. This is a new technique that I've been doing recently that I heard of from Blend Bunny, not Blend Bunny, Batty Bean makeup, and oh my god, I've been loving it because it allows me to do a wing without needing to be precise on it, and it's so fun. So as you can see, this is a lot messier now. And I'm kind of taking that as I'm blending it about halfway into my eye on both the upper and lower lash line. So now I'm going to take the green right here. This is the shade Shadows, and also the black was called Assassin. I realized I forgot to say that. I'm going to take this green shade with that same shader brush that I just used, and I'm going to kind of blend basically over the black a little bit and kind of make it a bit messier, but add that green color in there. I'm also going to take this further now into my eye. And I may end up switching brushes for this a little bit, but for now I want to at least start with this same brush. And I'm going to take this product specifically a little bit higher than where I blended the black out to, because I want you to be able to see it as a contrast from the black. Alright, so now I'm going to take that shade Sneak Attack right here, and I'm going to put that very gently on the front part of my lid and kind of blend it up and above the liner a little bit. This is what it looks like. It's so pretty. It's so reflective, and it's, oh, I just love it. Like, come on, that's unreal. And I am putting it on like a little bit about like on top of the liner, so I'll probably go back in with a little bit of that green to just kind of reaffirm that shade on the lash line. But this is just, it's so beautiful. It's got a little bit of like a pinkish shift to it, and I love, love, love it. Love the shade. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye and kind of touch up the liner a little bit and finish up my eye look. I will probably come back to put something in on the inner corner, and then we'll get back to the review. Alrighty, so this is the final look with mascara, lashes, and a lip color on. I used lashes from Lash Pop. These are my first time ever using them. They're really big and fluffy and fluttery. I think I definitely need to trim them down a little bit, at least in the inner corner. But overall, I really like them so far. But I didn't end up filming this because I just did it really quickly. I put a little bit of that shade Trickster on my inner corners. And I also took a little bit of this neutral shade here from my Tarte, I don't remember what this is called, Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 palette. And I just used that kind of in my crease with this blending brush from Blinked Brushes in the Page Corn collection. And I just kind of used that to help blend out the shimmer and just put a tiny, tiny little bit of something into my crease just to help everything flow together. And then on my lips, I just have a Revlon Color Stay Matte Light Crayon in the shade Souffle All Day, shade number 3. I swear by that matte crayon. I wear it almost every single day. You can ask any of my coworkers. probably sick of seeing it at this point. But yeah, this is the final look. I did also film another look, or at least make a TikTok for another look using this palette, so I'll go ahead and insert that right now. So now that we're back, let me talk about my final thoughts on the Rogue palette. Formula-wise, actually, let's start at the beginning. Packaging, this is what the packaging looks like. It does come in like a normal box, and then take it out and it's the same packaging as the box. Just plastic, hardcover packaging. I think the art is super duper cool. Anyone who has ever played a Rogue in D&D before knows that they're supposed to be like the sneaky, like, vigilante type almost, and I think that the art really shows that, and I think that's super duper fun. I love the cityscape. I love the stained glass effect. I think this is just so, so cool. I also really love the font, which I know is really weird, because sometimes it can be kind of hard to read, but I think it is very D&D, and I love it. It does have a mirror, obviously, in the package, which I really like. And then in terms of the shade selection is super fun. I don't know that I personally would find it wearable like every single day, but I think that the shade selection is really, really cool. You have some, it's kind of set up in rows where you have like a pinkish row, and then you have a bit more of a blue row, and then you have a little bit more of a green row. And I think that it's organized really nicely. I don't know. To me, it's just not as wearable as I want it to be. But the metallics for sure are ones that I would just pull out and put into any of my looks. And obviously, like, you can do looks with this palette 110%. They're just not looks that I am overly comfortable doing on a daily basis, and I think it's so pretty, and the formula is absolutely crazy. Like I said, the mattes are buildable and opaque and easy to blend, and the shimmers, nothing I've ever felt or seen before. And like, this is with like the shimmer that's on my eyes right now. Here, let me turn that off so you can kind of see at least a little bit more of it. Like, it's just so reflective, and they're very opaque without a glitter primer. I have a glitter primer, and I actually meant to put it on and I forgot, but I really like looking at the shimmer in the mirror. Like, I don't feel like I need it, and that's really amazing to me, because a lot of times I feel like I do need it. So this was wonderful. And actually, one of the things I forgot to mention earlier was I actually was able to get this on a slight sale, because certain palettes that they had, you could get, I forget what the specific term was, but it was basically almost like there's some sort of error with like the mirror or the packaging or something, and so she was Fantasy Cosmetica was selling them at like a slight discount, and so that's actually what I got. I got this on a slight sale, so I'm not 100% sure what the error is, because none of my shadows came broken, none of my mirrors came broken. I think this is the new packaging. I know this packaging is different than what it was when it first came out in 2023, but I think that's like all of the packaging is kind of this more like cityscape design. Like the rogue figure is still the same, but the background is different. I think all of the palettes are kind of like this now. So I'm not 100% sure what my error is, but you know what? I saved like $4 on the palette, and I think that's great. So I was really appreciative of the fact that these were like for lack of a better word, error palettes were still being sold and at a slight discount. I think that's super awesome, because I never want to see something like that go to waste. So I think that's really great. Overall, I'm very excited about this, even if I won't be using it on the absolute regular. This is so fun. I'm probably going to use it pretty much anytime I play D&D, because I always play Rogue. That's why this was the first palette that I bought. And I just think it's super great, and I 110% want to try more palettes from Fantasy Cosmetica. I've just heard so many good things about them over the years, since oh my god, what was their first palette? The Druid palette, I think, was the first one. And I remember watching reviews of that when that first came out, and everyone was raving about it, and I was like, oh, this is a brand I need to check out, and I never did, and I'm so, so glad that I finally invested and tried it out. I'm super duper excited. So if you haven't tried anything from Fantasy Cosmetica, I highly recommend it. Like I said, I will be purchasing more in the future. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe, and click that little notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon.